entrance. Brooke, how you going? Oh, a bit of an anticlimax. What's going on?
Mine paused.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Marshall was all excited.
Mine paused. And I wanted to write jazz hands, and then I couldn't even write jazz hands. And then I was like, what am I doing wrong?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one, the only Monday Night Live. The show, the only show that's more popular than
Home and Away.
The Batchy, is it? Is that what's popular?
Hi from Cape Town. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's Amber. She's a regular. Bless her.
Shit, Cape Town. God, isn't the internet amazing? It
Hi,
really
Matthew Mays.
blows my mind. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Pakistan.
Who's Restream saying, let's go? He sounds like a legend.
Hi, Restream.
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
How do I write in it? I wanted to write something, but I couldn't make it. I couldn't work it out.
Well, this is why I thought you were quite brave coming on my show, because I can control what you can do. I could take.
Can I not write in my own chat?
Oh, I don't know. I can't.
Rude.
I can flip you. I can. What can I do? Here we go. Flip you around. See?
No, I want to be able to type something.
So, who's this fella behind you? Do you want to introduce us?
This is Ghost Lummiao, my cat.
Jeez, Marshall would be barking at that thing all day long.
One day, Ghost Lummiao will be real, in real life.
Yeah.
Hi, George.
George, the guest of honor from YouTube.
Woo!
How are you, mate? All right, so we're talking about artwork behind our heads.
Oh, I see what you've done. I get the lead in now. I get it.
So, I didn't plan it, but you guys probably can't see the sign behind my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Ah, yeah. That's right. LinkedIn for the win. Thursday afternoon in Perth. It's going down. The ultimate showdown.
The ultimate showdown.
As Max said, this show comes up all the time. What's it all about? See, it may look like we've been marketing this event for 12 months. Well, we have really, haven't we?
We have. Actually, it's been longer than that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of last year. We should have done this, should have happened in 2020. But
well, it's worked out really well. I mean, you don't really get to market an event for 12 months unless there's a couple of lockdowns. Unless
there's a global pandemic. A global pandemic is real good for your marketing strategy.
Do you know what? I feel like we've been talking about it so much and sending so many emails out. It's like turning into a bit of a spam thing. Like, we've been doing it for so long. But it's like, we're just reminding you that it is coming up. The date's like, actually coming up.
Hurry up and just do the event, will you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not our fault. Blame the C word.
Yeah. Well, I think every time you send an email out or we do a post about it, I've just been thinking in the back of my mind, I've got to make it more valuable. And so I think now, like, I'm so excited about it, what we've jammed into the planning, and all the participants haven't got any idea what we've got planned, have they?
No, they don't, but they're going to really enjoy it, get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka's in the house. What an international audience we have tonight.
Yeah, so we've got Facebook, Matthew, and we've got some LinkedIn people tuning in. We've got George on YouTube. Who else we got? We've got Aziz down here. Legendary. All right. Well, look, we may as well get cracking into the content because I know you could talk about social media for hours, Brooke, and we haven't got hours tonight.
I could. I literally talk about social media for hours. That's my job.
Yeah, totally. Who else we got here? Gideon.
Sunny Coast. Hey, Gideon.
Welcome. All right. So the five, excuse me, the five secrets
Sounds like you're getting choked up. Are you nervous?
I'm a little bit, yeah.
Are you nervous you're going to lose?
Well, the odds are stacked against me. You got over 1 billion users. I've only got 770 million, but mine are all quite wealthy.
Look, the numbers don't lie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. 5 secrets to monetizing your social media audience. Something we're going to talk about today. I know you and I are very aligned on some of these overarching things. Maybe the tactics on LinkedIn and Instagram might not be the same, but there's a few things which are quite similar that a lot of people are getting wrong, aren't there?
Oh, yeah, there's more than a few. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are the 5 big ones, and I'm going to riddle off a couple, and then we'll see if you know what the other 3 are, because, you know, there are secrets. They're little-known secrets. The little-known secrets that you won't hear from most social media experts.
No.
Just before we do that, though, I wanted to show everybody that I've got my VIP wristband ready to go for Thursday. Look at that.
Well, lucky, because you wouldn't have gotten in otherwise.
Well, if not, if I wore this T-shirt. Put my Ice Cube shirt on. So the first one is knowing your audience. This is the first thing that I see people get wrong. I think it's very difficult to talk to somebody in a way that it interrupts them on the news feed, engages them in conversation, adds value to them, gets them to respond, then gets them to buy from you if you don't know who you're talking to.
100%. And although it would be lovely if every single person in the world needed our product or service and wanted to purchase off us, it's just unrealistic to think that.
And even if they did, like, do you want us to deal with everyone?
No, 100% you do not. There's a difference between having a client that's a nightmare and a favorite client and an ideal client that you would take 1,000 of. You want the ideal client. They make being in business a breeze.
Yeah. And I guess if they trust you and they follow your process, they take your advice and they execute, then they're going to get more value from what you offer. So it works both ways. Having an ideal client that you love working for that follows the processes is going to get way more out of it, aren't they?
100%. And then they become your best advertising as well, because they get so much out of it. They tell everybody else how fantastic it is, and it doesn't cost you a cent. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes. Maybe I am a bit nervous. I'm stumbling over my words here.
Oh, no. Someone would think you had baby brain.
I don't even have shoes on.
I don't have shoes on either.
Okay.
Oh, no, look how dirty my feet are.
Oh, that's great, Brooke. Thanks for that. Okay. The LinkedIn audience is going to love that. It would probably be banned from doing lives on there soon.
I will make up with it. I will make up for it with my shoes that I'm planning to wear on Thursday. Trust me.
I bet. Yeah. Everyone's wearing like comfortable shoes because they don't know what we've got in store except for Brooke. She's going to be in a platform.
I'll be in comfortable shoes. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. So like if you're sitting there and you're in business and you kind of like you've been relying on a lot of word of mouth referrals, probably offline, you're used to doing a lot of networking. And so, you kind of take the business that you get because you just based on referrals, you don't have a system for marketing. How do you decide and narrow down and choose who's going to be your audience so that you can get the most out of social media?
So you've got to start with the obvious. So how old are they? Where are they? Are they male or are they female? That's like the most basic way to profile your client. Then from there, you want to go more into the emotions and psychology behind the, I suppose, economics of what it is that you do. Like as a business, you provide either a product or a service that meets a need or a want. So what is the problem that your potential customer would be having that would cause them to seek out a solution to the problem? Because your content, your product, your service, your offer, whatever it is, that's the solution to their problem. So not everyone in the world is going to have that problem. So who has that problem? I teach Instagram marketing. I offer what I offer is valuable to business owners who are looking to use Instagram to get leads and sell. There's no point me, waffling on about what I do to a non-business owner who doesn't use Instagram.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
So there's a few things there. So it sounds like you could even start with who's not your client. So, okay, then if they're not a business owner, they're not your client. If they don't have the money to...
If they're not a business owner, they're probably not going to care what I have to say.
Doesn't matter how many proposals you give them, they're just not going to buy.
They're not.
And then if they're like not earning they're not earning any money or they don't have any revenue, like you got to take that into consideration. Do they have the capacity to pay for what you're doing or not?
Mm-hmm.
And then the problem. So like your solution doesn't have any value without the problem. So the value's in the problem, really. Like the bigger the problem, the more you can charge for your solution.
And also, what is the budget that they're working with? You need to know the earning capacity of your client as well, because that helps really dictate the price that is going to work. I do fully believe that you can charge whatever you want, but you've got to be able to back it up.
Yeah, that's right. And I just want to say there as well, guys, that when you are feeling out prospects for budget, Brooke and I have just talked about like finding out what their revenue is or how big the business is, as opposed to like them telling you if they tell you what their budget is, or they tell you that the price is too expensive, that may or may not mean that they can afford it. So take it with a pinch of salt, because quite often they'll throw that objection at you when it's not real.
100%. It's just about priorities. If they don't see the value in what you're offering, their first thought will be, I can't afford it. They can afford it. It's just not a priority to them because they don't value it enough.
Yeah. And social media is it's not really like a networking function really at all. I think of it more like a fancy bar on South Bank on a Friday afternoon after work. So it's like because most people are there to socialize, right? Like even on LinkedIn, like it's they're there
to connect. They're there to feel like they're part of something. Because as human beings, we seek community, we seek connection. It's a natural human want and need to feel a part of something. And the moment you open that app, you feel a part of something.
Yeah, well, and then but what I was getting to is like, so if you get to that cocktail bar or whatever it is, and this guy comes up to you and they start like,
and says to me, why are you in a cocktail bar when you're 7 months pregnant? Go home. So this doesn't work for me. But I would love to be in a cocktail bar. Go on.
Well, first of all, if somebody comes up to you and starts selling to you, right, you're not going to want to talk to them.
Not unless they're selling me cocktails in the cocktail bar.
Ah, good point. Yeah. The analogy thickens. And so the other thing is, if somebody comes up to you like this, right, to shake your hand, and you don't shake their hand back, they're probably not going to try and shake your hand again, are they? So my point is, always return a handshake on social media. Always return a handshake. Yeah. Like, you ever see like people that maybe just started on Instagram, right? Maybe they've just become a member and they start posting, right? And they get like 2 or 3 comments, and they're like, oh, I'm not getting any traction, but they didn't even respond to those 2 comments. 100%. That's a handshake analogy reference. That one. It is. Hi, Ian from Melbourne. Welcome. I want to say hello to Alistair Dickinson. Dude, long time. Hey, Alistair. Must be what, early morning in the UK, is it? This year, Instagram really increased their chances with all of their new features. Mate, LinkedIn has got some new features too. Not as fun as Instagram. Does LinkedIn have Reels? Amber's on both. No, we don't. We'll get all that stuff though, guaranteed. Like stories. Do you know what they've done wrong? You know how like on the top of Instagram, right? You get like the top left, right? Is your background photo on your phone a photo of you? Shut up. Can you show the people? It's a really cool photo.
Show the people.
I don't
Show
post
us.
it online. I don't
Show
post it online
us.
because it's so cool. I look like a rapper. Oh, that's gonna be my album cover.
You open that every day and be like, yeah, he's cool.
I'm the fucking man. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hope my mum's not watching. No,
Sorry, I digress. Continue.
I can't get away with anything around you.
I notice everything.
It's the same as when I started doing video content, and I was very nervous. So I got this cool intro video with aerial shots of St Kilda and walking along, and it was it's probably 50 seconds long, and I was like, that is the coolest intro video ever. I'm going to be a rock star on social media. And I look at my YouTube stats, and people just start watching it, drop off, start watching it, drop off. So now it just sits on my computer, and I just watch it on a Friday night with a glass of wine, but no one else sees it.
Well, look, hey, I always say in business, you've got to be your own biggest fan. So, see, Matthew thinks it's funny.
George is supporting me, bless him.
There we go. You've got two supporters, you and George.
Well, it's not you gotta I think a lot of people think it's all about them, and I've got to seem like I'm cool and seem like I'm bigger than I am and all that kind of stuff. But you probably find that the people that are watching your content's not watching it because of that. They're probably got their own things that they want to, the problems they want to solve. So I found that if I just get straight to the content, not too much messing about. I mean, obviously this is valuable, showing you the sign and stuff, obviously, because increase my chances on Thursday.
Okay, if you think so.
Well, Marshall thought it was funny.
He did. So you've got another fan. That makes 3.
We're getting there. So we talked about cocktails, and we talked about knowing your audience. Is there anything else you want to say on knowing your audience, by the way?
I think being aware that your audience's needs can change and to adapt your products and services accordingly. I think
very good.
Over the course of my business, because I have had businesses who have grown with me as social media and as Instagram has grown, I've needed to adapt my services to keep up with their needs. When I first started teaching social media, it was the platforms were very, very basic. And all I offered was a 3-hour workshop. And in a 3-hour workshop, I could cover everything that you needed to know about the A's to Z of Instagram. I now have my ongoing membership because Instagram drops a new feature every 2 seconds, and I need a way to consistently be able to teach these businesses about all the new features coming in and how to apply them. When I launched my business 5, almost 6 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to offer that as a service because there just wasn't enough content. Continue to stay focused on what does my customer need now? How can I best serve them now? And be open to and okay with adapting your products and services to meet their needs, because I think that's where so many business owners go wrong. They create one product or one service and just think it will last and work forever, but it doesn't. Sometimes it does, but a lot of the time it doesn't.
Yeah. What I'm hearing is you fall in love with your customer, not your product. Because imagine if you were still selling 3-hour workshops, if
that was all I did was 3-hour workshops. Oh my God.
You have to keep selling them all the time because people would always need another one.
Totally.
I met this dude when we were in Melbourne at LinkedIn versus Instagram, and he's like, "Oh, Nathaniel, I did all your course, your training 2 years ago." I said, "Oh, good. 60% of what you're doing is wrong then." Because it's changed so much.
Social media, you've got to adapt and change. But I've seen so many businesses struggle to grow because they've struggled to be open to adaptation.
Yeah. And that goes for what platform you're marketing on as well. I'm pretty active on Instagram and LinkedIn, I think they've both got value, to be honest, in my business. But it's different for every business. You know, I think it's different for the business and different for the resources, and how familiar you are with social media. So I think you just start out and you grow from there, and just get to know, like, be relentless with getting to know your customer. Like, I know you do this, Brooke. I know you're like relentless at getting feedback, and you're always responding to comments. How many hours a day do you spend responding to your audience on social media?
Between like an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours.
Wow. And you're quick. You would be quick at it, wouldn't you? So
I am quick at it. Yes. Yeah. But also, this is what I do. So I have to be. And I love it. So I actually have a passion and an interest in wanting to do it. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. What's one of the other 5 secrets?
Let's talk about authenticity, because that's huge. So authenticity means showing up as yourself and being confident being yourself, and knowing that no matter how you do business, there is an audience for you online. If you follow your competitors or your competition, your business will not grow. The only thing that will grow is your insecurities, because you're trying to be something that you're not.
Good point. That's excellent. And I mean, you can strategize this as well. Like, you can map out, like, okay, well, you know, who am I in my personal life? What does my brand represent in my business? What aspects of my personal life am I comfortable sharing? Because people don't necessarily want to know all of it, but they may want to know a little bit. Like, you know, it will make a big difference. With the businesses I work with, Brooke, like, a lot of these brands, like companies that I'm working with, like, they may have 20 employees, they may have a couple hundred, but there's no content online that shows anything about the people behind the brand at all. So it's like they're successful, but nobody knows the story behind the brand. Nobody knows, like, what the founders went through at the beginning 30 years ago. And so, like, when we do these interviews and create content for them, I call it behind the brand, because I feel like I'm exposing, like, the actual people behind the organization. And so maybe, like, there's companies out there that have been doing business with it for 15 years and literally have no idea, like, about the people running the company and what their background is. So what happens is, as you would know, is they just build, like, such a stronger relationship and bond with that organization once they know the individuals behind it. And we can't help but relate to some of their stories, because we're all human.
100%. And it's a trend that's definitely increased with the rise of social media, because it's big companies that are learning to adapt, like we were just talking about, to the new needs of their marketplace. But consumers are getting so used to seeing behind a brand that they expect it now. They want it. And if you don't offer it, they'll seek it out from a brand that does offer it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they know you, you know. They might know the brand, but if they know the person that runs the organization, that familiarity is going to give them a much higher chance of choosing that particular business to do business with.
Yes.
Even the familiarity, even if they don't agree with everything they say, even if they don't 100% like them, just the fact that they know them gives them a better chance, I reckon.
100%. It's know, like, trust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, not everybody who does business with me likes me, and that's okay.
But do you get them results?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's probably a love-hate relationship.
I'm going to have to go to the customers on this one. If you're watching and you're a customer, let me know if you're getting results, because it doesn't matter what I think. I could say yes all day long, but if you don't feel like you're getting results.
Hi, Jermaine. Welcome. Better late than never.
Harriet. People buy from people. Jeez, those 4 words need to be on a quote card, don't they?
Yeah. It's so true, though. People do buy from people. People want to support people.
How do you think, because you come across this a lot with your members, what is it that people are afraid of when it comes to authenticity?
Being judged. Most of the time, they're afraid of what their friends and family will think. And isn't that shit?
Yeah. Well, isn't
that a shitty thing, that what's stopping you from being yourself is the people who know you the best and the most, because not everyone has that friends and family support. Like me saying, isn't that shit? I also totally get it. I totally get that feeling, but it is shit that's what's holding them back. The fear of judgment and the fear of making mistakes and the fear of how it will look. But what I like to say to my clients is every single person you admire online has felt that fear and pushed through it. And
Absolutely.
I know it sounds like
all of them.
It sounds like a bit of a woo-woo term, but it's true. Unless you're a total arrogant son of a bitch that just thinks his shit don't stink, most genuine people feel a bit weird promoting themselves, but they do it anyway, and then they start to see results.
Yeah. And I think social media has helped me with my authenticity in real life, because I got that big time at the start, and all my friends and family was saying, like, go get a real job, man. What are you doing posted videos for and stuff? No one's watching them. And they were right. Like, I was like, I can't really argue with them. There's no one watching them. But I was like, I'm just going to keep doing it. Like, I was watching a lot of Gary Vee, and I was, I was reading a lot of books. I figured I knew what I was doing. And if I stuffed up, I stuffed up. But like after a year or two, when I started to see a little bit of results, and they're still like, oh, well, it's only 100 people. It's only 200 people. But then like a year later, and I'm just crushing it, and there's no competition. I'm the man, right? And then they all like respect me and want to be like, know how I did it. And then they're all
like, so hang on, tell us a bit more about what you do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? You want to know now?
Yeah, can I buy you lunch? Can I buy you breakfast?
Yeah. Can I pick your brain for 5 minutes over coffee? No, you can't. But you can book in a consult.
Yeah, that's when you start like asking your friends for to pay an invoice. It gets interesting.
Deary me. Anyway, so authenticity, tick. Shall we move on to secret number 3, or secret?
Well, look, the other thing with authenticity, right, is if you do look at other people that are successful, like it's tempting to just copy what they're doing, but it's kind of like you're moving away from the objective. You want to just kind of like work out what's unique about you, and it's going to be different. It's going to be different than all the other people that you admire, but that's also the same as what they're doing. Anyway, moving on.
And when you stick to yourself, that's when it becomes easy. It's hard when you're trying to copy somebody else's strategy. And it's hard when you're trying to copy what somebody else is doing, because it doesn't flow.
Yeah, you're very good at it, Brooke. You're very good at like to do the amount of stories that you do every single day, day in and day out. Like I when I hop on Instagram and I see, oh, she's done another 35 stories today. Like I just think, how on earth does she feel in the mood to get on the Instagram and communicate every single day? Because a lot of my content is like it's not live, because we don't really have, the stories aren't very big on LinkedIn. They will be, but I admire the amount of discipline and the amount of effort you would have had to put in to get to a place where you could just switch it on like that. It's fantastic.
Thank you. It's come with practice over time.
Lots of practice.
Thanks, Lorraine. Appreciate that.
30 practices a day, if not more.
Practices a day. It's just practice. Anyone can do it. It just takes practice.
Yeah. Excuse me. All right, let's move on. So are we on number 3 or 4?
We're on number 3 now.
Okay. All right. Well, number 3 is going to have to be, it has to be something to do with setting your profile up to move people down the customer journey, doesn't it? Like if you're going to sell something, how do people buy?
Yeah, 100%. And people don't think about that as well. They say, well, I created an account. Why is no one buying from me? But something fantastic, you talk about LinkedIn, I'll talk about Insta. So on Instagram, if you are a product-based business, you can literally set up a shop on the app and tag your products in your posts, and your followers can buy them. That's your way of selling. Marshall's like, fuck yeah, that's how I buy all my dog treats. And if you're not a product-based business, then you've got the option of adding a link to your bio in Instagram, which becomes the beginning of your sales funnel. So again, setting your Instagram up to collect leads, put them into your funnel, and then your funnel is what should convert them into paying customers. But if you don't have that set up, how do you expect to sell?
Yeah. So you've got to work out, your sales platform. So I think, with email is a good one. So if your emails do sell, send 1,000 emails, you get one sale, whatever it is, then you can just focus your Instagram on filling up that email funnel 100%. Rather than selling. Whereas with LinkedIn, especially with C-suite executives, it's just about getting appointments. Like if you're targeting the C-suite and your transaction size is over 15,000 Aussie dollars or something, you're just trying to get phone calls or so you can ask a few questions, do the consultative sell, where you're giving people advice. Or it could be like you're driving people to a webinar and stuff. But I think a lot of people, like you say, I get a lot of clients and I say, well, what's your sales process? And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, do you do webinars? Do you get on phone calls? They're like, oh, webinars are a good idea. And all of a sudden they're trying a new sales process and a new lead generation program at once. So if it doesn't work, it could be the sales process, not the... So you've got to get that right first, because you post all this, throw all this spaghetti against the wall. It's not going to just convert on its own. People aren't just going to jump out of the computer and give you their credit card. That's not going to work.
It would be nice, but it doesn't work like that. It's not. Social media isn't a guaranteed quick fix to sales. But if you get your strategy right, then it's a world of opportunity to customers, literally globally 24/7 at your fingertips. You've still got to put in the work to get the strategy right.
Yeah. Ian says, be nice to Marshall. That was a bit embarrassing. Marshall clipped his foot on the...
No, he didn't. He was like, Dad, shut up.
He's on Instagram, not on LinkedIn. How bad's that?
That is bad, actually. You know what? I never thought about that, because he is. That's quite funny.
He's a visual dog. Yeah.
He's a visual dog. Good.
Yeah.
He's a content creator.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right. By the way, all those people that say that organic reach is dead on people say organic reach is dead on Facebook. Organic reach is dead on I think I'm just going to call it out. I think that is bullshit. I don't think it's dead on any platform.
It's not dead. You know what's dead? Your effort, your consistency. That's what's dead.
And you're not taking responsibility for the outcome. It's easy to say that the thing is dead. Do you know, you know, remember, 95% of people on social media are doing it wrong. So of course, most of those 95% are going to say it doesn't work.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to blame everything else than it is to blame yourself.
95% of businesses fail, don't they? Yeah. Within 10 years, gone, dead. So if you copy everyone else, you're going to fail too.
Yeah.
That's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah. So work on your sales funnel. If it's not converting, get some help or advice on how to make it convert better from an expert, and work on your lead gen. And if it's not converting, get some help or advice on training from an expert on how to make it convert better. The people are there. So it's not about the people not being there. It's something you're doing on your end that is not working.
Yeah. It's interesting. When do you mind if I mention Peter, the sales coach?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
So Brooke was working with this business or sales coach on, that I know, and I said, "Oh, how's it going, Brooke?" And Brooke's like, "Yeah, it's working. Like what he does works, right?" And then I spoke to Peter, and I said, "Oh, how's it going working with Brooke?" And he goes, "Do you know what? It's so good to work with somebody that just executes, right?" And so, like Brooke's saying, he sorted it all out. He's saying she sorted it all out. But you can imagine,
it works both ways. What he teaches me to do doesn't magically just happen. I still have to do the work and do it. Same as what I teach. You can't just join the social club and start getting leads and sales from Instagram. You join the social club, you apply what I teach, then you start getting leads and sales. You've got to do the work.
Yeah. So if you find yourself like going from provider to provider, and you find yourself saying they're all crap, like, oh, that online marketing company was crap, that sales coach was crap, that course was crap. Maybe maybe it's just that you're not executing 100% on what you've been learning, and it's easier to blame something outside than actually do the work.
Yeah.
You know, it does take work.
100%.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Social media, a lot of work.
Well, business is a lot of work. You know,
Yeah, business is a lot of
everyone
work.
wants to get their business to a place. Sorry, I just found a hair on my desk, where it's automated, generating passive income, and you can work 4 hours a week, like Tim Ferriss says. But I bet you $1 billion, Tim Ferriss did not start his business working 4 hours a week. He got to that after years and years and years and years of grinding and building a team and implementing and fucking things up, and now he can step back. But that's not how it begins.
I think Tim Ferriss is full of shit. There's no way he works 4 hours a week.
Have you read the book? Have
his
you read his
podcast
book?
is 4 hours a week. Yeah, I've read the book. Yeah.
His podcast is 4 hours a week. You're so funny. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, I just do it. But I like you can make money while you sleep, but you're gonna spend a lot of time. Like you must probably spend 5 to 10 years like working your ass off during the day to get to that place.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
And it's so competitive. Like you can't. While you're working 4 hours a week, you know somebody else is working like 50 or 60 hours a week. It's only a matter of time before they overtake you.
And then you get to a point as well that you can hire people to do the work for you. It still takes 40 hours a week for the work to be done. It's just that you're not doing it. You're paying somebody else to do it, but the work's still there. There's still somebody doing the work, or some team or something. It's not just magically. No business takes, well, actually, if anyone can tell me a business that takes no effort from anyone and makes money, hit me up.
What, does that have to be legal?
For this, oh, look.
What do I win?
Send me the illegal options.
Monday night Live just got interesting.
It did get interesting. We just went to another place. But there's still work happening.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, like and you know, all those guys on Instagram that are posting popping bottles and on boats and stuff. Like I've been on Instagram long enough and been following people that pop bottles on boats long enough, and I can tell you, within 5 years, most of them are bankrupt or in prison.
Yeah.
Like especially if they're young.
Yeah, 100%.
Or you know they've got wealthy parents, and in which case you know they've got what do you call it, insecurities. Yeah, I mean we've all got them. Like I'm not saying that I don't, but I'm just saying like don't be fooled by somebody's highlight reel of their life. Like there's a lot of shit that you don't see going on that doesn't end up on Instagram.
Never be fooled. Instagram is a perfectly curated, filtered feed of someone's top moments in life.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's fine. That's the way. That's the game that we play. But also, don't forget that.
Yeah, don't be fooled by it.
Don't be fooled by it.
Yeah. All right. So we're on number 4 now, are we?
Yes. Number 4. Add value.
Number 4. Add value.
Add value. It's very simple. It's the simplest of all the secrets.
Yeah. Well, you've got to be able to add value in the way that somebody wants to receive it, which sounds simple, but you got to work out number 1, know your audience first of all. You can add value through lots of ways, but like education, entertainment, information, inspiration. Inspiration's another one.
Yep.
I mean, you can add value just by liking and commenting on someone else's post. You're still adding value to them, and that like they may reciprocate. But yeah, if you want to add value to grow your business, you want to do it in a way which makes you like them like you and trust you. So education and entertainment are 2 real good ones. I think entertainment's great on LinkedIn just because most people who post content on LinkedIn are extremely boring. Yeah, all of you guys on LinkedIn. Boring.
Yeah, totally.
I think a comedian or a rapper or something like that would do well on LinkedIn.
Yeah, because it's unique and it makes you stand out from the noise, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people scrolling at work that are just going, oh, boring, boring, boring. And then all of a sudden, like a rapper or a comedian pops on and it would capture their attention, I think.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And they can view it because LinkedIn isn't banned in their office.
Yeah, but they can't have the sound on. They got to have subtitles, haven't they?
True.
What I'll do is it's a good question, Aziz. What I'll do is I'll get a comedian on as a guest on Monday Night Live. We'll see how we go.
Aren't I a comedian? I'm hilarious.
I didn't realize you knew that.
Me?
I thought you were an unconscious comedian, yeah.
Nah, I'm the funniest person I know. I tell my husband that all the time. He tries to be funnier than me, but he is not.
That cat is very intimidating behind you, isn't it?
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. Because it's so, don't you think it's so me, though? And I feel like we match because we both have our chains. What do you mean you no?
Well, you just told me that you're the funny guy, and the cat doesn't look very funny, or doesn't look very happy. Doesn't look very happy, does it?
He's just my security guard.
That would give me nightmares, that one.
Ghost Love Meow. Nah, I love Ghost Love Meow. He's the best. Anyway, shall we wrap it up with our final secret, which we actually have talked about a lot through the rest of the secrets?
What's the final one again?
Starts with C and ends with consistency.
So you're going to have to give me a bit more. Consistency. Is it consistency?
It's consistency. Consistency. If I had $1 for the number of times I told people your content is amazing, your hashtags are amazing, you've got the right audience, but you can't post once this week and then once next week and then disappear for 2 weeks and then do 5 posts in 1 day and then disappear for 4 days. Like, you've got to stay consistent. That's how you get results.
Yeah. Yeah, like I used to tell people, like, if you do 1 post a week and you're consistent, that's better than posting like 4 times a week and then not posting. But do you know what? I'm just telling people now you got to post every day. Like, screw you. You can do it. You can do it every day.
Lorraine. How does consistency look on the different platforms? Fantastic question, Lorraine. Look, in business, my motto is you do you. So I liken social media to diet and exercise. You've got to find something that you can commit to, that you can do consistently. There's no point me saying to you, you've got to do 4 reels, 3 feed posts, and 10 stories a day every day, because you're probably going to tell me to get fucked. But hey, if that's what you want to do, then that's good too. I like to say you need to show up on the platform daily. And you need to work out what that means to you. So whether that means you post to your feed daily, or some days you post to your feed, some days you post to your story, or some days you post to your feed, some days you post to your story, other days you spend more time engaging on content. Like if we bring it back to Nathaniel's analogy at the start of social media being like a bar that you want to show up to, you want to show up. If you don't go to the bar, you'll never get any drinks in you. And alcohol is very important.
Oh, the punchline. You brought it home there. You don't go to the bar. You're not going to get any drinks. You'll be sober all night.
Can you guys tell? Do you know one of the biggest mistakes in my life that I've regularly said to my husband? So for anyone that doesn't know, I'm 7 months pregnant. And I regularly said to my husband, I regret all those times I was sober.
I said no, I didn't go out.
So badly. But that's my point. You need to find out what works for you, as long as you show up daily. Now, in saying that, I also get that life gets busy. Sometimes you're like, fuck social media. I just need to tap out for 24 hours, 48 hours. It's fine. The world is not going to fall apart. It's like, again, comparing it to diet and exercise. You may eat pretty well all the time, and then on the weekend you have a massive splurge and you eat pizza and donuts, you eat this and that, whatever. Like, as long as you get back on track, you'll be fine. Social media is the same. You'll be fine as long as you do it mostly consistently.
if you have a day where you're not feeling inspired and you don't want to post, just post something that you posted a couple of weeks ago, like or
engage. Go and comment on other people's posts.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I have an IGTV.
That's pretty powerful.
I have an IGTV on my Instagram called 5 things to do on days you don't feel like posting. So go and watch that.
Whoa.
And you have 5 ideas because you don't always feel like it. And I get it.
Number 1, go to a bar.
Number 2, drink for me.
Number
and
2,
about me and how sober I am.
Get a ticket to LinkedIn versus Instagram. Number 3.
I make myself sound like the biggest alcoholic. I'm really not an alcoholic.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, well, not anymore. But it's just like I really miss alcohol. That's all.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll have one for you, Brooke.
Please do have multiple.
The other thing I want to mention with posting every day is you get a lot more feedback if you do it that way. Posting every week, you kind of get one little bit of feedback. You're not learning fast enough. I think you learn through posting and making mistakes, and if you do that often, and one post doesn't get any engagement, it's actually really valuable because you're still doing another 4 posts. Say you do one every weekday, but you're learning what doesn't work as well as what does work, and you just get better. That's how I've learned.
And you're staying top of mind to your customers as well. There's so much content on the platforms that if you're only posting once a week, how do you compete with the other people that are posting every day?
Yeah. But when people come onto social media for the start, they're like,
yes.
They're like, I'm going to be really aggressive. I'm going to do it every week. I think it's a lot. When I went to see this client last week, he goes, this marketer, he goes, and his boss is there, and he goes, so how often do I need to be posting? Is once enough? And I said, yeah, once a day should be fine. He goes, once a day.
What did he think? Once a week?
Ever? Once a week. He thought, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you got to show up. You got to show up.
Yeah, Harriet, just to clarify, I'm suggesting posting daily. Yeah, I don't think you necessarily have to from an algorithm perspective, but I just think you'll get results so much faster if you do it. Even if you only spend 10 minutes doing it, it's not the most perfect post. I just think there's so much value in that habitual exercise of constantly doing a post and just being okay with some of them not being perfect. You put a picture up, it doesn't do that well. It doesn't really matter. Not many people are going to see it if it doesn't get much engagement. It'll be gone in the newsfeed tomorrow. But you're learning how to say things better because you've got to repeat yourself over and over again. And it's only when you've done it so many times that you actually deliver it in a way which you got metaphors about bars and they're just all coming out like the punches.
And it's building your confidence on the platform as well.
Yeah, that's why I go live every Monday night. As soon as LinkedIn Live came out, I was like, I've got to do it. A lot of people were going live, but no one was doing a weekly series. And I was like, well, I've got to be consistent. So I'll do it every Monday night, 6 p.m. And I'll tell you what, there's been weeks where I've not want to go on Monday Night Live at 6 p.m. But you got to, because
do it. Because why? Because consistency is key.
Yeah, well, I talk about it so much that I feel like I've got to follow through. Yeah. Thanks so much for your comments, guys. It's really cool to have you guys engaging. Lorraine, Ian, Marion, 5 times a day. Yeah. So I was when we were doing LinkedIn versus Instagram tour in 2019. Remember, I was telling everyone I was posting 5 times a day. Then COVID hit, and I was like, "What the hell am I going to talk about 5 times a day?" And I was just slowed right down.
Yeah.
But what you were talking about, building it into your schedule. Brooke, I don't know if you do this anymore, but I remember you used to, when you were on the treadmill, you used to do your stories, didn't you? And that was a habit for you.
Yeah, and I would do my DMs as well. Now I can't treadmill every day as much just because my body's fucked
I get it
now from not the treadmill, from the baby. But I still make that time to do it. I still do my DMs in the morning. My routine is still the same. I still have that, that intention every day because it's a really important part of my communication strategy with my customers and with my leads as well.
Yeah, it's
not an afterthought.
Yeah, you make it such a priority. There's been times when it's taken me a while to catch up on replying to comments and stuff, but I'm very inspired by it because when you get to a certain stage of popularity, you'll notice that a lot of influencers out there, they stop replying to all their comments. And it's just so amazing when you can, because people just appreciate it so much. Obviously,
Oh,
you're
they
busy.
do. I get messages all the time that when I respond, people are like, "Oh my God, you actually reply." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I do."
Can I have 5 minutes to pick your brain?
Yeah, I do reply. Sometimes it takes me longer than others. Sometimes it just depends how many, like, this is the thing. The more stories I do, the more DMs I get, the more time it takes me to respond to the DMs. So
Yeah.
I don't post stories on the weekends, literally, so I can catch up and start my weekdays fresh because it's important to me.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just typing it in the chat. I hope everyone can, but I'll see it on the screen. So just talk for a second while I'm doing this.
La 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 la. Or do you want me to say something valuable?
I hope I spelt that right. So there's a link in the chat that is to get a ticket to LinkedIn versus Instagram.
Woo!
And I've also dropped something that says
best clients.
Best clients, because that's, I mean, you guys are up there with the best of them. If you're here on Monday Night Live, I personally think you're a legend. And so best clients is a promo code for 30% discount for LinkedIn versus Instagram.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's very clever. Yeah, good one.
Well, I'm not allowed to give out the promo code to the Monday Night Live crew.
No, I just like what you called the promo code. I think that's clever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks. So, yeah, don't tell anyone, guys, but we're giving you a massive discount if you want to come along. If you're in Perth, we'd love to see you there. We're going to have a bit of a party. We'll all be drinking. We'll be drinking except for Brooke.
I won't be, but I'll be sniffing everyone's drinks.
Oh,
I know that's so weird, but it's all I can do.
Something else.
Yeah. Ew, no. And I'll have shoes on.
You got to have one of these to get the drinks, though, because we're having drinks afterwards. Look, Brooke, you know, may the best man or woman win, you know?
Any flight discounts? Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
You could ask.
We didn't really think this through, did we? The discount does apply to virtual tickets as well. You get a copy of the video recording. We've got a 5-camera production crew coming along to record it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Yep. You don't sound very impressed.
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, Steven Spielberg is the mini ones.
The best video team.
This is basically the next Avatar. Hang on, is that Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next Avatar. It's the next.
I'm pretty sure he's not on Instagram. Old Steve.
He might be. You know what? I should actually have a look.
Yeah. I reckon he's on LinkedIn, that guy.
Is it PH or V?
Spielberg.
No, Steven Spielberg.
What a great way to spell my Monday. Thanks, Harriet.
And I don't think that's Steven Spielberg.
Oh, patch him in.
Might be though. You just never know. Anyway,
he's a good storyteller. He'd be good at Instagram.
He would be. He would. Oh, thank you, Alistair. Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Yeah. Geez, I could just see all the notifications coming in from all the ticket sales from the Monday Night Live crew. I haven't got any notifications on. I'm sure people are jumping on that chance. That promo code is going to be valid until pretty much till we sell out. We've got about 15 seats left, I believe. So we'd love to see you there. We're going to have about 150 odd people, I think. We've got a DJ coming. It's
going to be a good day. Very fun.
Photographers. What else we got, Brooke?
I'll be there.
Yeah, we got lots of surprises.
Barrels of fun. It's just a good time. Bring on the live events, because online, I mean, obviously the virtual event will be awesome, but online sucks.
Yeah, people are like, oh, why is virtual events better than face-to-face? I'm like, dude.
It's just not the same. It's just not the same. Look, I'm not going to hate on technology because it's fantastic that we still have that option, especially when events got cancelled around the world. But it's just not, it's not the you know, it's not the looking into a camera lens is not the same as looking into a crowd of hundreds and feeling their energy and being there and being a part of it, you know?
The excitement of not wearing pants to do a virtual keynote, it wears off after a few weeks.
It does. It does.
At the start, you're like, this is amazing. I'm wearing my
Oh my God. We were meant to do Brisbane. We were meant to do everywhere. We were meant to go to Singapore. We were taking this into our Asian friends, but then
I'm doing it. I'm going. I'm getting this jab and I'm going, and we'll have to patch you in virtually when you're with your baby.
I can't get the jab. Not allowed, la.
Yeah, but we'll patch you in virtually because you like virtual events so much.
No, I just told you that virtual sucks.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, that's bad. I shouldn't be saying that.
Because
if you bought this is the thing. If you bought a virtual ticket, though, we're at a live event.
Our one will be good. It's not. We're talking
our one will be good. Our one will be good.
It will be. Yeah. We've thought about it. We've thought about how to make it better. Yeah.
We have.
58 minutes, 23 seconds. We're wrapping it up before 60 minutes. I know that you've got to get some rest. I've got to get a glass of wine.
I've got to go watch Home and Away. It starts at 7.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please do go take advantage of that offer to come join the LinkedIn versus Instagram. You have my word that we will over-deliver on value. There'll be bombs of value dropping on Scarborough Beach. Guaranteed. Thank you, Brooke, for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Very much appreciated.
Have a good week in business.